So welcome everybody. Today is October the 8th, 2020, and this is a new human experience podcast. The topic for tonight is balancing the body. So the whole of October, the theme for October is balance. And because our body is such an important part of our experience on earth, that's why I thought I would devote to this week on talking about the body and really balancing the body. What does that mean by balancing the body? And actually, what is our body? Because we think of the body as being this kind of like how should I put it? It's a role. It's we think we are our body for the longest time, that we only have this body, and if the body dies, that means we are going to die, and who knows what happens after we die. And so there's a lot of fear around death and all that. However, as we get to know ourselves more, we find out that our body is actually only part of us, only a part of us, and not the totality of us. They're actually much more. We are a lot more complex, much more parts than just our body. Our body is simply one of a part of us, and it's not really it's a part of us that is important when we want to play on earth, when we want to be on earth and have an experience with other people, interacting with other people on earth. Then our body, it becomes the instrument for us to have that experience. However, the truth of who we are, we exist outside of the body. We exist beyond our body. We actually exist beyond this playground earth. However, while we are on earth, while we are having this human experience, our body is an integral part of that. And when our body is in balance, then that really gives us the best chance of having a most genuine experience of who we are while we're interacting with other people on earth. So even the most spiritual of us, if our body is not balanced, is not doing well, then it distorts our experience of earth, of living life and interacting with other people on earth. So that's why having a balanced body is a very important part of this human experience. And then, so I would like to first talk about my understanding of what the body is. I I've had experiences of being out of my body. I think the earliest one I think I've mentioned is maybe in my early 20s. Yeah, probably around my early 20s. That's when I really have had a few experience of being out of my body. I remember I was it's usually between sleep states. I really had very vivid experience of being able to see my own body below me. So that means the part of me that is observing myself is out of the body, and that's why I can actually see my body. And since then, I think I kind of freaked myself out the couple of times that I managed to do that. And it's actually not a very easy experience it's not something that I can do very easily, to be out of my body, to choose to go out of my body. It's actually something that just happened spontaneously, and I don't really have too much control over. However, I have had those experiences, so I know that um the mind or the observer and the body does not necessarily have to go hand in hand. And actually, more recently, as in the last maybe 2 3 years, I have more, I would say, more controlled and more experience of being out of my body, and um, and also feeling more calm. So it's no longer something that I was freaking out about. It's usually when there is a lot of energies, usually when some of the visitors that comes to me, they come from such a high energy state that they activated my own abilities as well to be able to rise up to their vibration. So that's why I actually have the experience of being out of my body while I'm still connected to my body, because I still can feel what my body is feeling. It's just that I have other sensation outside of my body as well. So that's that gives me some more insight as to what is a body, what is our body. Our body is actually a from all the experience that I have, is that it's kind of like a let's see. I don't know if any of you have actually um played video games. There are the video games that's coming out now is more and more sophisticated. When we first get the video games, the consoles is very small, and we there are either there are very limited controls that we use to have. Either it is a joystick that we have to move in order to move our character in the game, or we have to press left, right, north, south, or up, down buttons. So it's very clunky, I should say. It's very unsophisticated. Whereas now, I think we've gotten to the point where we have, you know, kind of eye goggles that we can put over our eyes, so it gives us the ability to be able to move our head and be able to see different things when we turn our body and move our head. The visual part of it is a lot more sophisticated, and there are motion sensors. So when we move, it actually we can see that we can the visual part of it makes us feel as though we're actually in the game. So it's a lot more sophisticated now, and that's the analogy, is that that's really what our body is. Our body is actually this game console, but it's an extremely sophisticated game console where it's not only visual. We have the sight part of it. We can hear different things. Our body picks up sounds depending on what we are engaging in and where we are, um, and what's surrounding us and all that. And we have touch. We have sense of touch. We can smell. We can taste. So it's a full body sense. It's like all our senses. That's what our body can give us, is input, as so that it makes it look like it's real. So when I snap my fingers, I can actually feel my thumb and my third finger rubbing towards each other, and I can feel the skin rubbing. I can feel the amount of pressure that I have to use in order to squeeze my thumb and my third finger in order to make that snapping sound. So all of this, that's what our body is. Our body is giving us this experience or this illusion that we are moving in this environment called Earth. And when we are interacting with other people, that's what we are doing, that we are not, that we are actually being able to touch other people with our senses, with our fingers, with our hands, with our like body parts. And that's what this body is. It gives us that, all of those input from our environment, and that's what our body is. It's actually our console, our game console, for us to experience and play on this playground called Earth. And it has a lot more capability than we are currently using right now, because our body can actually be, right now we only have, most people anyways, as only have 2 strands of our DNA, that, and it's not even 100%, it's maybe only a fraction of those 2 strands of DNA that's active. And when all of our 12 strands, like on average 12 strands of DNA is activated, we are going to sense a lot more. We're going to be able to actually have a lot more, handle a lot more input, and be able to output and or interact with our environment in a much more sophisticated way than we can right now. So right now, we are kind of like our body is kind of like it's like a robot, and it's being operated and controlled by our consciousness. And that is basically my understanding of what our body is. It's really the part of us that is how our consciousness can experience this environment. And let's see, what else can I say about now body? In that the more you allow your body to, or I should say, the more input you allow to come in, the more input that your brain and your that you choose to focus on, the more you can actually sense. So most people, we are all trained to only be able to see a certain range of light and color within a certain range. And so that's why most people don't see energy, because energy is a lot more subtle. It's a lot more subtle. And so most people, we train our brain. Our brain actually takes all of these input from our environment in, and compose what it is that our brain can actually handle, and kind of give us the picture that we can see, or I should say give us this the visual part of it that we can see, when our body is much more sophisticated, fine-tuned, and alert, and fully and given full allowance to pick up more input. We can actually train our mind to start to see energy. We can actually train our mind to start to feel very subtle energy. Right now, most people would only be able to feel if someone else with a body, with a like physical body, touch you, they would be able to sense that. However, there is so much energy around us that's a lot more subtle than our body. So when you allow yourself to feel those subtle energy as well. You would actually be able to feel different energies as well. So that means that when you walk into a room, you will not just be able to know how to avoid bumping into other bodies, but you can actually be able to sense what kind of subtle energy is there, what subtle energy is supporting you, and which ones are not supportive, and be able to find the best location, the best way to navigate your way through your environment. So that's what we can actually train our body to do. The more we make ourselves, our body subtle, the more input we are able to handle in. Right now, we actually, most of us are trained to really limit what the input that we can handle. So that actually, our body is actually a lot more capable than we allow it to be right now. So that's really what our body is. And how do we keep our body balanced so that our body can get to the point where we become a lot more sensitive and can actually handle a lot more input, so we can actually be a lot more aware. That is really what what I would like to talk more about for this evening. So the first thing is, what's the best way to keep a balanced body? Well, very simple, or I should say, yeah, it is simple. It's really to love your body. Our body, I mean, yes, we all think we love our body. We all think we do the best for our body. However, not really, if you look at it. Most of us put our body through a lot of hoops. I think that's the best way to describe it. We actually put our body through a lot of hoops. So we work our body quite hard. So the first thing is to really um, love your body, meaning that when you when you look in the mirror, when you put clothes on, when um, when you are with your body, just on your own with your body, is to really feel that compassion and love for your body. When you look in the mirror, don't judge your body and say, "Oh, how come I have more gray hair today?" Or "How come I have less hair today?" Or "How come I have more wrinkles?" Or "How come my face is not not as pretty as someone else?" Or "How come I'm older now? How come I'm whatever?" So all of these judgment that we unconsciously sometimes, because we've been saying those things to ourselves for such a long time, that we actually don't even know, whether we don't notice it anymore, is to really have that practice of, the next time you look into the mirror, to just take some time to accept the image that you see in the mirror, no matter what it may look like. Is to take your time to let go of the judgment and to simply love your body for what it is, no matter what state or what shape, what color, what age, no matter how far it may seem to be from your ideal image of what a body should look like, is to truly accept the image that you see in the mirror, to look at that image in the mirror and know that, yes, that is not you. It is the body that you're using in order to experience this reality and really have appreciation for what this body can actually allow you to do, how what kind of experience that this body allow you to do. And so this body actually is an amazing piece of technology that allows you to have this absolutely wonderful experience on earth. That's the first shift that I would suggest if you want to keep your body balanced is to show it love. Be really mindful of what you say to yourself when you look in the mirror, and to really take the time to appreciate and show love for your body. And also to know that your body is the sum total of all the input, all the experience, all the decisions, and all the beliefs that you put in, that you hold on to, that your body is really the reflection of that. So if your body does not measure up to your ideal of what the ideal body should look like, feel like, or be like, then don't shoot the messenger. The messenger, your body is simply reflecting all of that to you. So somehow, whether consciously or unconsciously, your soul has picked your biological parents and all the traits from your parents' DNA, all of that. Your soul actually picked just the perfect combination for you to have the body that you have right now. And it has actually orchestrated a lot of the major events that somehow contributed to your body being what it is right now for you, so that you can actually be able to, just from how your body is, be able to know where you're at in terms of how balanced you are. Because when you are really balanced person, and when you have treated when you really have all of that balance, then your body, more likely than not, would be balanced as well. There are exceptions, of course. There are souls that actually picked the to have an experience of an imbalanced body, or maybe like somebody comes to mind is really Stephen Hawking's. He had suffered a really crippling illness. However, that's really his soul's unique choice, is to have that experience. Most of us, though, would not be taking this such extreme measures. So your body is really showing you how your body feel and how you feel about your body. If you feel comfortable within your own body, then chances are you are quite your thinking, your emotions, and all the others are probably more balanced than people that don't feel comfortable in their own body. So that really is a few of the ways that you can start to balance your body. And there are other things you can do as well. One of the ways is to really give your body what it needs. For example, food. Your body needs to right now anyways, and maybe in some point in the future we don't really need to consume food for energy and all that. For now, most of us still need to consume food. So give your body what it needs rather than what you think, or rather than eat the food that you enjoy eating, because sometimes the food that you enjoy eating may not be the food that your body needs. For example, if you like to eat spring rolls, you may not want to indulge too much of that, because that kind of cooking really throws your digestion out of whack. So certain food or certain way of preparing food is more beneficial to your body than other ways. So find the balance. If you're usually good to your body, but once in a while you would do something like eat some spring rolls, your body can handle it. But if you do that all the time, so if you only eat the food that is good, that you enjoy eating, however, it does not quite support your body, if you do that a lot, then your body is going to complain, and it's going to give you signals, give you signs that it is not doing well, because that kind of food just, it's not easy for your body to get used to. Our body, though, it's a very magnificent machine, so that if you're able to treat it well most of the time, it's more than welcome to take some food that maybe you throw at it that is completely does not support it. It can handle it. So that's how wonderful your body is. As long as you do your body, as long as you do right by your body, most of the time, it can handle a lot of the other curveballs that you throw at it. So give your body what it needs in terms of food that your body needs, that supports your body. The other things that your body needs, though, is it needs hydration, it needs water. So drink enough water, not just tea, but just pure water. Something that is actually better for you than any kind of drinks. So water is good, and um, and also exercise. Your body don't need to lift weights all the time. However, it needs to. Your body is made to walk around, to do work. It's not made to sit at a table all the time, or be in front of the computer all the time. So give your body some exercise. Get up from the your get away from your laptop some of the time and just walk around, or maybe go out for some fresh air and all that. So that's something that your body actually needs. And some of the other thing is your body actually needs to be touched, because it is a body. That's what a body is for, is to experience touch. So when I say, your body needs to be touched, I don't mean you need to have sex or anything like that. If that's what you enjoy doing, then sure, go ahead. Not no judgment. However, things like hugs are good. Just a friendly hug, no strings attached, that kind of hug. Or maybe go for a massage. Have somebody else help you knead out some of the kinks and the really tough spots, your tough muscles. Those are really good. Your body enjoys that. Or putting lotion on when it's wintertime. Your body really enjoys you taking care of it by putting lotion on. Or doing something like dry brushing. It's really just using a lover to brush your skin, because that actually activates your skin and helps the circulation to go around. So all of these things is really body likes to be touched. You can actually when you hold babies in your arms, they enjoy it. They, like, much as the baby enjoy looking at you, if you notice, baby actually loves holding your finger. So babies know that their body likes to be touched. And that's actually one of our body's needs, is the body likes to be touched. So when you go and meet with people, whether shake hands or hugs, that's part of what our body needs to do. It needs to feel that communication with other people, not just talking to people through Zoom or the phone. There is, yes, we can do that. We can communicate, we can actually sense each other's energy, just by listening to someone else's voice. However, when we can actually touch the other person, hold their hands, have a hug, those it makes um, there is something magical when people can actually meet in person. It's That's what the body likes, is to feel the presence of other bodies. So those are the things that the body needs. And some of the things that the body also needs is really energetically, we need to balance our body. I remember when I go to really trainers training with Sifu James, that the first thing that we are told is, before you try to heal someone else, is you need to be balanced yourself. You need to balance your own body. So balance meaning that you need to make sure that your own body is talking to each other. That means the left side and the right side, the left brain and the right brain, they talk to each other. The front of your body is talking to the back of your body, so that the energy can move through you and around you unobstructed. And when you are conscious of doing that, of balancing your body, balancing the left and the right, top and bottom, front and back, those, when your own body is balanced, you have access, you can channel more energy in order to heal someone else. So when you try to do any kind of healing, whether on yourself or on other people, then this balance, that idea of balancing your own energy is important. So energetically balance as well. And last but not least is to, like, this is our body. However, there are other parts of ourselves. To be embodied is to have this communication, this free communication between your body and the other parts of you as well. So when your soul is embodied in the physical part of you, when your entity is embodied, when you are in touch with your emotions, when you're in touch with your own thinking, when you spend the time, and whether it is through meditation or just sitting quietly with yourself, and be with yourself to ensure that all the other bodies, like your mental body, emotional body, physical body, your spiritual bodies, all parts of you are in communication with each other. That is a big part of balancing your body, because your body actually is naturally connected to all of that. It's just that most of the time, a lot of people are completely not aware of the etheric part of who they are. And so they, even though there is the connection, but there's no conscious awareness of that. So that's kind of a miscommunication. So when you really fully take the time each day to balance your body and also to communicate with all parts of you, with the physical part and talking to the energetic part and vice versa, then your body will be more balanced. Energetically and physically, you would be able to feel the benefits of that. So that's all I want to talk about in terms of balancing the body. So let's